One of the most important lessons that I have learned or continue to learn in evolving as a person, spiritually achieving my goals, is how to protect my energy. Protecting my energy spiritually, emotionally. We hear about it a lot when we're talking about, like, I don't know, negative people in our lives, toxic relationships, things like that. It's pretty obvious that we have to find a way to protect our energy from those people. A lot of the time it's leaving those situations, but our energy can be swayed and stolen and tampered with in so many different ways. And it's not always in the ways that we expect. Like sometimes people do it unintentionally, sometimes we actually do it to ourselves, which is one of the hugest lessons that I continue to learn every day. And I think that's one of the most important lessons. Um, but basically, like if you have a goal or you want to continue to learn and evolve and grow in your life, you need to learn how to protect yourself, like emotionally, and protect your soul that's inside. Because if you're not able to do that, your energy just gets pulled all different directions, and it can align with other people's goals and other people's lives, and like it doesn't really match up with what you want. If you aren't protecting your energy, it's hard to really align yourself with what you want, and it's hard to achieve those goals. And it's something that is an ongoing process throughout our lives. It's not something that's easy to do. Um, I think when you first start to work on protecting your energy, you work on developing a sense of self, like values, beliefs, things about you that kind of feel stable, stuff that doesn't feel like it can be swayed. Because when you have a stable sense of self, it's harder for your energy to be stolen or swayed from other people, experiences, even from yourself. And so building a solid sense of self is important, but it comes to a point where it's not enough. Like you can have a solid and stable sense of self, and you can be like achieving things in your life and things can be going well. Like you might, I don't know, you're doing well in your job, you have some friendships, a relationship, your life is pretty stable, but you aren't quite achieving what you want and you aren't really feeling fulfilled. And I think it's really important to learn how to like redirect, protect your energy so that you can redirect it into something that's actually going to be meaningful for you and something that's actually going to fulfill you. And that's how you achieve more than you actually even dream that you could. Um, so I wanted to share a lesson that I've been learning recently, which actually took me a really long time to learn this. And I feel like I'm still in the early stages of it, but that's why I want to talk about it because I feel like it's so important for me right now, is protecting your energy from yourself. um, I don't know if it's necessarily from yourself. You could argue that it's external things influencing you, but I've noticed so often that, I'll be feeling okay. I'll have like a goal or something I'm working towards in life. Things are feeling okay for me. And then I'll just get these moments of like sadness and discouragement and just like feeling so down and feeling like nothing is working, nothing I do changes, the way I feel doesn't ever change, I'll never achieve anything. And that is attacking my energy. It is. Those thoughts are, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Basically, I used to let those thoughts consume me because you think, well, if my thoughts are happening, they must be true for me. You might have heard that we are not our thoughts, and we are not. And sometimes your own thoughts are trying to sabotage your goals and your reality. And so I got to a place where I was feeling so hopeless and feeling like nothing in my life could change. Um, I've gotten to a place in my life where things are fine. Nothing really terrible is happening. Terrible things have happened in the past, but now I'm kind of like in a stable place. But it's like, how can I feel so like depressed and hopeless when I'm in such like a stable and okay time of my life? And I don't want to feel that way. There's things I want to achieve, there's goals that I have. I don't want to feel stagnant. I don't want to feel sad. Sometimes I feel really beaten down because to achieve your goals is sometimes really hard. It's a lot and it takes a lot out of you. And just like repeatedly doing that forever and ever, that thought makes me feel depressed. It makes me feel like this isn't worth it. I don't want to do this. If life is always going to feel hard, like I don't think this is what I want. And it's really hard to get yourself out of that place once you start having those thoughts. And it's gotten to a point where I'm like, if I don't change my thoughts, nothing about my reality is going to change. Like nothing in my life, in my physical life around me is really like awful. And so what really needs to change is my thoughts and how I'm feeling inside. And so I took some time to think about, why am I getting so discouraged and feeling so sad and upset every time I have like a goal for myself? Like I think of something I want. I think of like a long-term goal, something I want, I don't know, a job, a way I want to feel, a way I want to be, somewhere I want to go, traveling, stuff like that. And then I just get these just like sad, hopeless feeling that, even if I do achieve that, I'll never feel happy from it, or it will never change how I feel inside. And then when I get that feeling, it feels pointless to continue working towards that goal. And it's really hard to be motivated to do anything if all of your goals feel pointless and you just feel really depressed and sad about them. And so that was really bothering me a lot, and that's been happening for a while. And I took some time to think about it, and I realized that those thoughts are stealing my energy. Those thoughts are coming into my body and my mind. They're attacking me. They're stealing my energy. They are preventing me from achieving my goals. It's basically evil energy coming into my life and attacking me. And it feels like it's coming from my own thoughts. Isn't that so crazy? You can want two different things. You can have two conflicting ideas. And so I don't know if it's something outside of myself or within myself that is attacking my energy like that. But I realized that if I don't do something about it, it's gonna keep trying to hurt me and hold me back. And so the only thing that I could think of to do is to see those thoughts as basically evil energy coming and attacking me. And it's hard to work with those thoughts when they come in because they take over your entire body. It's like a visceral reaction. The thought comes in. This is pointless, hopeless, nothing feels worth it. I can't do this. I'm always so tired. Nothing will ever work out for me. And that takes your whole body, and I can feel it in my stomach and my chest. Like it brings my energy down. It's draining and it's sad, and it's like, it's kind of reminds me like when you're in an argument with someone and they say something that like really gets you emotionally. It makes you like feel really angry or upset or sad. And I used to let those feelings take over and react to the feeling. And I realized that the most powerful way to deal with those feelings is to let it wash over you. This is one major thing that I realized in my life is like you can't prevent anything from happening. You kind of have to let it happen. If you don't fully feel it, if you don't let it happen, then it's just gonna fester and it's never gonna go away. So I let it happen. I feel that feeling, that awful, horrible, sad feeling. I let it happen. And then I try to smile to myself and think, this cannot hurt me. This feeling cannot do anything to me because it's external. It's not part of me. And I don't want it. And it's trying to steal my energy. And it's evil. And seeing it as something external, some other kind of force outside of myself, allows me to separate myself from that energy. And I actually kind of get excited about it because now I realize every time I get those feelings, it allows me to protect myself and to rebuild. So to rebuild my reaction. So, In the past, when I'm so used to reacting emotionally to those feelings, I've like built up these pathways where it's like, every time I get that feeling, I'm so down, depressed, sad, and hopeless. And I act that way in my life. But now when I get those feelings, I get excited because it's my chance to say, that's an evil energy coming at me, trying to take away my energy, trying to hold me back. And I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm not. And I smile to myself when those thoughts come in. I smile, I actually get kind of excited, and I think, okay, this is my chance. I see you coming at me. I see you trying to hurt my life and hold me back. It's not gonna work. It doesn't work because I'm protected. I'm protected by myself, and you can't come in and you can't hurt me without me letting you in. And I'm not going to let you in because I don't have to let anything in that I don't want. That's what it really comes down to, is if I don't want something, I don't have to have it. Anything that's coming in my life, trying to hurt me, trying to make me feel sad, trying to hold me back from my goals, that's evil energy, and I don't want that, and I don't have to accept it. And every time that I let it happen without fighting it, and then I protect myself from it, that builds me stronger and stronger, so those thoughts get weaker and weaker, and that energy can't get me anymore. And it's so powerful, and it's completely free. It's your own mind, and it's completely free, and you can do it to anyone. You can do it to yourself. You can do it to anyone in your life. It's exciting when people come and try to tear you down or hurt you or make you feel bad, and you don't absorb that energy anymore. Like it might still get you in your stomach. You might still feel that twinge, that anxiety, that hurt. But the thing is, it can't take over anymore. So you feel it, you breathe, you smile, and then you put up your wall so that it can't get you. And sometimes I even envision that energy going back to that person. I don't always do that, but in some moments it feels right. There was one time the other day, this is such a silly example, but I was going for a run, and I was running in the crosswalk, and this car came and almost hit me. This happens a lot actually, and it's really frustrating because I feel like drivers don't understand the rules with if the pedestrians in the crosswalk. This is so basic child knowledge. If the pedestrians in the crosswalk, you can't go, but for some reason they always want to go. Look, I'm getting mad about this right now. And so usually I get so angry, so upset the whole time I'm finishing my run. I'm like, oh, that person was such a jerk. Everyone is always disrespecting me, and nobody cares about me. That's really what it comes down to. That's one of my thoughts. But this time, I thought, wow, that person is really a jerk. And I had that anger and sadness, and then I envisioned it actually grasping that other person, and I pictured them. When I'm sad or anxious, I'm holding myself and hands over my face, and I pictured them feeling that way, and I sent it back. I did, because I don't deserve to feel sad and hopeless and disrespected by other people, and I can send that back to them. They feel guilt and shame and whatever, they can protect themselves from that as well, but I send it back. I don't have to absorb any energy that I don't want. And that's kind of what I realized is my thoughts aren't me, and I get to choose what thoughts to react to and choose how to grow from them. And I think that's so powerful, is actually recognizing that you are sometimes attacking your own energy, and you are holding yourself back from your goals and your dreams and success because subconsciously, for some reason, you believe that you need to feel this sadness, or that things don't work out for you, or you have these beliefs inside that are go against what you really want. Like, what do you really want? You want to be successful, you want to be happy, you want to feel good. And you have these beliefs in yourself that are like, I don't deserve that. I'm so sad and anxious, nothing ever works out for me, you know, and it's not your fault. That can come from, you know, past experiences in your life where that was true, where it felt true. But it's your job to move on from it. You know, it's your job to learn how to see those thoughts and to react differently. And that's when your life transforms, when you learn how to react to yourself and your beliefs in a different way. And to protect yourself, you need to protect your energy. And so when you get those sad, those anxious, those discouraged thoughts, you know, see them as something trying to attack you. Really see it as an evil energy coming at you that you don't want. I don't want that. That's not me. Where did that come from? I need to protect myself. And put up the wall against those things. Really do it. Protect your energy. You know, if you're constantly feeling sad and discouraged, how can you ever achieve anything? That kills all of your motivation. So, yeah, that's just something I've been learning and thinking about recently. And I wonder if it is true for anyone else. Yeah, that's it. Protect your energy from yourself.